I got a rock. What up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Adam Kowski, AK for short. For those who follow me on my social media, I asked what y'all want me to review during Halloween season. And for those who voted, thank you for doing so, because we're going to talk about Charlie Brown's The Great Pumpkin. Now, I gotta let one disclaimer out real quick. I didn't really watch Charlie Brown or Peanuts when I was a kid. That doesn't mean it's bad. Peanuts were just something I didn't get into a whole lot as a kid. The only time I really watched Charlie Brown was, of course, during Halloween and Christmas. As an adult now, I really never noticed how much of a downer Charlie Brown really is.
Some psychiatrists say that people who eat peanut butter sandwiches are lonely.
I guess it was a little slower pace for me as a kid, but as an adult, I come to appreciate it a lot more. But I'm getting ahead of myself. It's Halloween, and Charlie Brown and the gang are getting ready to go trick-or-treating. And while they're out having fun, Linus is separating himself from the group because of his beliefs of a figure called the Great Pumpkin. He goes to a pumpkin patch with Charlie Brown's sister and waits for his arrival. All the kids make fun of him and think that he's nuts for doing so, but he stubbornly sticks to his beliefs.
There are three things I have learned never to discuss with people: religion, politics, and the Great Pumpkin.
So don't get social media, kid. Funny enough about this special is that while Charlie Brown's name is in the title, he's really kind of a secondary character in this short. Sure, there are scenes that are famous with him in it, but the story is more focused on Linus and his beliefs. So what is about this special that people make it a tradition to watch every year for Halloween? I'm not touching that subject. Is it because there's a lot of frights in it? No, it's not scary.
And you'll see the Great Pumpkin with your own eyes.
Except for that.
Your soul is mine.
In all honesty, I think it's because of the writing. Throughout the decades, Peanuts have appealed to both children and adults. Kids can start off watching this and like a lot of the little funny cartoony stuff. As they get older, they'll understand a lot of the humor and even a lot of the subtle touches.
Here's a signed document, testifying that I promise not to pull it away. Peculiar thing about this document, it was never notarized.
And it's really refreshing that, aside from other Halloween specials, they don't do something like Charlie Brown and the gang going to a haunted house and they come across ghosts and such. There's nothing like that. It's also just an appreciation of the fall season. For example, going to get pumpkins at a pumpkin patch, jumping into a big pile of leaves after you spend so much time raking them up. And while you can say the animation isn't the greatest, it's still stylized. You can identify the characters pretty good, and the colors are great. They just match the season very well, especially the differences in the daytime and the nighttime. I'm not too familiar with all the characters, of course. I kind of know the basics. I know Charlie Brown, of course. I know Snoopy. I think my favorite character in this special, personally, for me, is Lucy. She's supposed to be the tough girl of the show, but I kind of see a lot of compassion in her in this one. I like how, despite how annoyed she is with her brother and the whole Great Pumpkin fiasco, she still goes trick-or-treating, but even asks for an extra piece of candy for her brother. And when Linus waits all night for the Great Pumpkin, she goes out in the middle of the night, picks him up, and helps him to bed. She's annoyed, but she still helps him. Now, at first I didn't know why Snoopy was pretending to be a fighter pilot on his doghouse. My guess is that he was just on LSD, which he probably got from Linus. It took me a while to really understand that, but he's just pretending. That's one of the great themes of this short. All the kids getting together and making their costumes. Granted, they're all pretty much ghosts, and you could even say that the Great Pumpkin was just something Linus made up. It's really never said what the Great Pumpkin is.
On Halloween night, the Great Pumpkin rises out of his pumpkin patch and flies through the air with his bag of toys for all.
He could be a Halloween Santa Claus. He could be a serial killer. He could be a pedophile.
There he is! There he is!
Trick or treat, smell my feet. Give me something good to eat. And if you don't, I don't care. I'm gonna pull the little boy's sweet, sweet underwear. Another little fun factor that you probably don't know is that during the scene where Snoopy's dancing, the songs that are playing are songs from World War I. Can you dance like that, baby girl Belle? Little touches like that are great. A lot of kids probably won't get it, but when you get older, or if you do more research, it's really interesting to find out. And the humor is pretty great too. Like, did y'all ever notice that Linus is licking a sucker at the beginning of the special? Good foreshadowing for what comes at the end. I think my favorite line is this one.
See, you should be good at this. You have the perfect mouth for it.
Nowadays, that would mean something else. And I also love it when Charlie Brown is so excited that he got invited to a birthday party, all just for Lucy to bust his bubble and tell him that he got the wrong invitation. And it doesn't end like typical cartoons. It's not really a happy ending, it's not really a sad ending, but it still stuck with me. I also like how it just ends with Linus yelling that one day he will see the Great Pumpkin after Charlie Brown said this line.
Get too hard, Linus. I've done a lot of stupid things in my life, too.
Very true, Charlie Brown. Very true. So overall, I like this short. I think I like it a lot more as an adult than I did as a kid, and I see why people watch this every year for Halloween. Now, this isn't personally my top 10 favorite Halloween specials to watch every year, but I'll give it a watch every now and then. For its clever writing, clever humor, laid-back tone, refreshing ideas, I'm going to give It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown 8 out of 10 rocks for Charlie Brown. So that was my first ever Halloween special. What did y'all think? Did I miss anything? Also, don't forget to follow me on my Instagram at abomb1996. Leave a comment down below just to say hey, or leave a request for something in the future. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell to get notifications. And just a quick announcement, the next review for Halloween will be Corpse Bride. And until next time, I will see you guys later.